me, man. He's fine.
We're going to, a house for dinner
Go behind you.
Oh yeah, sure, fair point.
Come along there, lads, if you want to. Gotta go along over there as well, maybe. Take a bit of space here. So Nicholas is going to do the job behind you.
You're going to go?
They're all in. Hold on a minute, there's one man coming. Right, now we've come to meet another great fiddle player, Denis McMahon. And Denis was born in Castleisland the year 1941, I think. And I'm honoured to welcome his great daughter down there, Maureen Valeria. So Denis was born in Castleisland in 1941, as I said. And at a young age, he took up a fiddle. And he went for lessons to the convent in Castleisland to the great Johnny McCarthy, and we welcomed Johnny's daughter here as well. And he took up the fiddle, as I say, and played the fiddle for a good while. He would have met Paddy O'Keefe as a young lad, going to the house. And then after a while, he decided to take up the accordion. And he played the accordion for a good number of years and played it well. I think he had played along with Willie Reedy, great Willie Reedy, and back to Lixna in his job he met him another great man back there, Pat Keane, still to the good, and they played a lot of music at the time. At the time the music of Joe Burke and Paddy O'Brien was taking the country by storm. I'm going back now to the late 50s. And as he was playing the accordion, of course his job was seasonal, and he worked up the country, we'll say up the country, in the winter time. And in 1961, as a young Denis, 20 years old, he bought a reel-to-reel tape recorder. He was a great visionary as well. And it cost 60 guineas. Now, he can be making up that in euros at the moment. 60 guineas was a lot of money in 1961. And it was a fabulous recorder. And he took that recorder up the country with him and recorded people in Dublin. And one of the people he recorded was buried this week, a young Sean Keane. He called to the house, and he also went to the Pipers Club, the Church Street Club. Paddy Glacken was talking about the Church Street Club and the Pipers Club, all those clubs, and met all musicians. And he met a great man up there. He admired him very much on the accordion. My name is Jimmy Donlan, and Jimmy was, I think he stayed with the Keane family and would be the teacher of the young James Keane. Another winter, he went up the west, he was posted up the west in his job, and he recorded a young Matt Malloy and the great flute player from Sligo, Peter Horan. So he was, as I say, he came down. I met him 1964, and I was trying to play fiddle at the time. And after a year or two, he was a great visionary. As I said already, he decided to give up the accordion and go back to the fiddle again, because he was thinking about the session and maybe later on a band. And it's all accordions, so he decided to come back in the fiddle again. And he decided, myself and Anne at the time, who was Anne Sheehy, that we should play flutes. So he went off to England one winter as well, and he landed back with 2 concert flutes. And that's how I got playing a flute. That's how Anne got playing a flute. And the session was set up because we had accordions, Mike Mulcahy, Tom Fleming, and that would be probably enough. Then we had the fiddlers, himself, myself, and the odd few, the O'Connors, and we had 2 flutes, myself and Anne. So we had the makings of a Cayley band, and a good session group as well. So he was a great man thinking ahead, you know, and he decided who should play what, and a great man for lining out tunes as well, you know, and he had great mass, and the old Dublin players, you know, and met them all up there, Tommy Potts and John Kelly, loved John Kelly, and that was it. So here he took me to the first Flatheol in Scariff in 1964, and the same year he took us to Croke Park to the first All-Ireland between Kerry and Galway, I think, which we lost. And we had been, I suppose, musical buddies for 50 years until he died 4 years ago, you know. So, and in 1972, I suppose the whole thing came to, we won the All-Ireland with the Brass na Keely band, and it was a great achievement, I suppose. And I think we were the first band as well outside Clare. Clare dominated the Keely bands that time, Tulla and Kilfenora. I think the Brusna opened up that gate. Now every band, and now I think Munster now, a band from every county in Munster has won the All-Ireland, which is a good achievement. Waterford won it last year, so that's it. So, Maureen, have a whistle. So Dennis, we have two great friends there of Dennis as well. Of course, he was a great man for the session as well. There was a session every week in local villages here for years, and Maureen, his daughter and granddaughter as well. She is playing now. Maeve is playing his fiddle, so the music is kept on. And so what we'll do now is we should play a tune in honour of Dennis today here in Kilminair Cemetery. So we'll get the fiddles.
Right.
Kieran, Tim.
Kieran, Tim up here.
Go on, take a look. Come on. So we have Tim Kellens all the way from Callan first day, and Kieran Kelleher, Castleisland, always playing with Dennis in the sessions. Hello, how are you? Can you throw us on, right? Perfect. Something else we did.
Yeah, whatever you call it.
Hold on, will you give me?
Against the wall, I think I shoot him. Should I go over this side? We'll all jump near the wall. Up against the wall. Like a shooting gallery or something. Yeah, go for it, Nickie.
That's it? Paddy Flaherty, so? Yeah, okay. We'll just make our way up here, lads, to Paddy Flaherty's grave as well. Another great musician from around here. So, okay, thanks, Nickie. Paddy, you might leave a small bit of room there, lads. Paddy's wife is in the car there. We might just disperse the small bit, so Doreen can see what's happening we're at as well. Just waiting for the lads. Ah, yeah, Paddy was fantastic. Grateful. Right, lads. Paul Sexton's around there somewhere. So Paul's there too, yeah. Yeah, right, lads. We'll go for it here because it's going to rain. All right. Paddy Flaherty here, lads, was a good friend of Denis McMahon's. They played an awful lot of music together. And Paddy was an excellent flute player. Any tune you pick, any time of the day, Paddy had it. Doreen was telling Doreen, his wife is in the car there. And again, I said about Mikey Duggan's house over. I often called, I was working in Castleisland, passing Firies where Paddy lived and Doreen. And it was always a lovely house to call into and get a cup of tea and bread, freshly baked bread from Doreen and stuff. It was always great hospitality there. But Paddy was born up in my van and he moved on around these parts. He was working in Lieber factory in Killarney and he lived then. Doreen is from this general area and their house we just passed there in the village of Firies. But a fierce, underrated flute player, I'd say. A lot of people didn't hear of Paddy Flaherty, but any of us who knew him knew of his genius, really. Any tune, any time. Doreen told me one time he could wake up in the middle of the night whistling a tune that would go into his brain. He just lived and drank music and played some superb music as well. Kieran, you know Paddy more than I do. Kieran, if you want to come over, and Tim, because the two lads would have journeyed with. Two of you come over, lads, we might start a tune as well for Paddy, alright? He played with, I think it was called the Brickside Cayley Band. There was Guy Patrick McGilligan. You know, McGilligans that do the amplification system there. They were up around, what were they? Kilflane. And there was it the Brickside, Jonan, was the Cayley Band. Did you ever hear that? No? Someone told me there was a Cayley Band there and Paddy played with it. And his brother as well was a very good musician, I gather. He was, what did he play? Yeah, you're fine, you're grand. We're great to have Paddy's daughter here as well, Jonan, and Neely, son-in-law as well. So look, lads, he played the Desmond at some stage as well. Yeah, like Paddy was, Paddy was a serious operator, and he played in whistle as well. But the Ramblers was the name of the. Okay, yeah, and there's just a wealth of music. So we were lucky he came from my van and settled around here. Tim and Kieran would have known him better than I down through the years. I'm going to say anything, Kieran, about Paddy or anything? Knockanure, not my van. Yeah. Right, from the wrong village, am I? Not far out though. There's a couple of miles in difference. And Tim as well. So lads, have you a tune in mind that you want to play? And everyone else as well. Lads, who else wants to jump in with fiddles or flutes? It's good to have a flute player. It's of enormous expense to bring a flute player.
I learned a lot from Pat over the years.
Pat brought these flute tunes just one night here that he had on a Sunday night on the radio.
Okay. If I have them, I'll play with you. If I don't, I won't. Go away. If I have my will.
Pat Flaherty's book, isn't it?
Go for it. Let's go. Better go, lads.
Con, we're speaking about the next one.
What are we doing in there? Are we stopping?
I was afraid to go.